Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sparkling Nail Studio with Sarah. First off, Happy New Year. Planning on airing this on New Year's Day. I'm filming this a few days before, so I'm actually doing my New Year's Eve mani, I guess. I'm not going out to party or anything, but it's always fun to do something kind of sparkly, black, gold, silver, special for the New Year's. So I'm starting out here with this is No Curfew, which is from last year's Advent. It's 2024's Advent box. And at first I didn't love this set, but then I saw it in the sun and it's super sparkly. So then I decided I needed to wear it. I decided I would probably, I don't know, we'll see how it goes wearing it, but I loved how it sparkled in the sun, so I think I'm going to have fun with it. It's got that very pretty, do you call it like a micro holographic glitter to it. I usually am not a big fan of ones that just have like the splotchy, so it just reminds me of something molding. Now I'm ruining it for you, I'm sorry. I think that's gonna be way, my nails are kind of, that one especially is long right now, so let me get another strip from No Curfew over here. This is why if I was more, we can use one of these, the small, or the bigger end of this one. This is the second from smallest strip. It is just perfect for my pinkies. That or like any of the medium size strips work for my pinkies. I don't remember what I was saying now. I don't know. Yeah, the Advent boxes are fun. I bought this year's 2025's Advent box once it went 25% off, because those sets, I don't know how much you've seen of them around. They're a lot of fun. Very pretty. Wow, I left like a really big gap there. Oh man. So I do have peely base on, so this will peel right up, but I think I might just put down another layer. I've been experimenting with peely base lately. Been learning a lot. Testing it. I wonder if I can just kind of like, maybe I'll just cut a little piece and just kind of stick it over there. Because I'm doing peely, I'm only going to wear this a couple of days. I'm just going to cut like a little wedge there. So I'm less concerned with it looking just perfect, you know. Anyway, peely, I've discovered that my index fingers really take a beating and I seem to lose. I'll just have that one like pop off, where the rest of the peely nails will last quite a while, just depending if I can kind of leave them alone and be a little bit gentle. So my goal, I meant to do it today, was just put a regular like nail strengthener on my index finger, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do my peely first, and then I just painted peely on that nail too. So we're doing peely there too. I could have taken it off and done that on there, but okay. So now I'm gonna find the right. So I want to do some more of No Curfew, but I want to make some little firework slants. So looking at how much. So I need to cover like yay much of my nail, and I don't want to go, so you could do your strip all the way to the end, but I'm doing, this is throwing shade, and it, if I remember right, it's sheer. And so I want to keep, if I really wanted it to pop silver, I could even do white under it, but I think it would dull the color if I did. Let's try, did I already try this one? That looks like that's probably the right distance. It might even be too much there. So yeah, so I'm gonna do just my like partial of my nail. A slant down towards my cuticle side of my nail. Yeah. Oh, I wonder if some of the, like the tip, the other half of this one would have worked for, I'll have to try it on another nail. if it would be enough to do it. And my reasoning for turning it sideways, where's my rubber cuticle pusher? There we go. My reasoning for turning it sideways is this nail, I say this a lot, and this one are wide. And so to get all the way to the edges, I have to use basically my biggest thumb strip. Sometimes I can kind of stretch it or just like ignore, or just depending, sometimes it looks not too bad. But I like to turn the strip sideways so I can get all the way to my edges. And if you have wider nail beds, I know some people, like maybe some people have like a short and wide thumb, it works well to turn. Like none of the strips are even wide enough. I've heard of that for them. So it works to turn it sideways. So it's just like a trick. Anyway, don't be afraid to take the strips and make them work for you. I love that Color Street is super, like they're super, like I'm just perforating this with my thumb. So they're super easy to customize and just make them work for you. Now, would I love them to come out with, I always call them grande strips with like one more big thumb? Yes, that would be amazing. I've put it in as an idea. I probably should do it like regularly on Color Street's website. You can email their ideas, even if they did like, you know, some accent packs or that just have like the big pieces, you know, with just some basic, I don't know. Okay, just a second. Okay, then help her pick something, okay? Help her pick out what she wants to watch. You know how to work the remote. Got kids staying busy with some Netflix right now. So, oh, they're having struggle. We'll see how this goes. I may have to pause and come back, but yeah, so have Sam help you. Tell him what you want to watch. He knows how to work the remote. Okay, let's do, oh yeah, I was gonna see if this piece here is enough to work on there. They're trying to take turns, and let's see, which way did I do the slant? Oh, I did it towards my pinky. So I want to copy. I think that is big enough. Let's try it. Anyway, they're trying to take turns watching Netflix. Poor children. Maybe not. Maybe it's not enough. Yeah, maybe not. Okay. I like that because now we're getting into like some of the bigger strips. That's still fine. It's not too huge. Anyway, so if you're new here, welcome. I would love it if you would subscribe. That way you can find my videos again. And it really helps me out. I love to read your comments. I learn lots from you guys. And also hit like too. It takes just a second. I am not a stylist, just someone who got hooked on Color Street. I had to look it up. It was 7 years ago. So in 2018, I placed my first party pack order on the Color Street website. So I got hooked from my sister-in-law sold it. And so I kind of started first, just wanted to support her. Just hit the back arrow. Let's see if they can figure it out. I thought they knew how to work a remote, but anyway, she sent me a sample, a 2Z, and she, I don't know if this is like a well-known thing, but she was like, do the Color Street challenge. You try your regular polish comboed with this 2Z and just see how they compare. And so I did that, and then I think the first one she sent me was maybe aubergine. It was definitely a purple, and I didn't pay that much attention to what it was because obviously it didn't really matter at that point since it was a new thing. And then my mother-in-law let me use Laurel Gardens. I was going off to my husband's best friend's wedding, and she let me pick a set, and I thought that one went well with my dress. And so that was my first like full set I wore. I remember like applying it in the car because I ran out. of time. And then, yeah, I placed my first order soon after that. Doesn't your brother know how to work it? Push OK. Do you see the circle with OK? That's how you pick something. Gosh, they're losing it. Okay. We will see how this goes. Okay, so for fireworks, we're going to do some throwing shade. And this is tricky because the shade is just, or the lights are just on the very tip. So I wonder if I'll need to cut it or. I've been trying to get down here to do my nails all day. And finally, my toddler is sleeping. He's taken to the, since we're on Christmas break, he's taken to the late schedule. He sleeps in. So even though it's evening, he is napping right now. And I was like, hey, I'm going for it. And my kiddos were watching K-pop Demon Hunters, but when I got down here, it ended. And so I was like, hey, you guys can watch some YouTube. Yeah, see, I cut off the, hey, let's double it. That's going to get us brighter fireworks. Should we do it that way or this way? Let's just do it that way. And I am going to put, what is it? Crystal Eclipse on top. So you're not going to see that there's like kind of a line there. That's what I'm planning on. You guys, I love Crystal Eclipse. Just like it's kind of like a gray overlay. It's not just black. And it's so fun for layering. This is my very last two little strips of it. And I actually, for New Year's, I think I did throwing shade on my whole nail and then this over top on my whole nail. And it was so fun. It was not my idea. I definitely copied someone. So I thought it would be fun to do, to wear this, golden black set. And then, but add a little color to it, some firework bursts. Anyway, and then I'm going to I have some Soho-ver. I'm going to try to, so I'll probably end up doubling this one again too, just to get that color to the middle, because it's hard where it's rounded to that end. I want it a little further on my nail, but if I just stick it down, oh no, I'm going to peel up my pilly. Oh, that's the downside of pilly. Let's just, yeah, sure. We'll put a little bit of more pilly on there. That is the downside, seeing that's coming up. Ideally, maybe I should just peel up because it's like already coming off. Just like remove that where it's peeled up. Okay. Like I said, I'm still playing with this and perfecting. I am getting better at it, but just because I don't like removing my polish. Yeah, so anyway, so that curve, see if I do it all the way to the edge, you kind of miss. Maybe do this end. Oh, but that might be too skinny. So let's just do this one. And then I'll use the other end to get the color, oops, sorry, for right where I want it. Now I've got that wet nail I'm trying to not mess up. And I'm going to put Bonder on top of there, I think, too, if I remember. Get a little more color. I'm going to clean this up better once my nail is dry, because for obvious reasons. All right, let's use my, I do only have the 2 baby strips. Where'd my other baby strip go? Oh yeah, there we go. A Crystal Eclipse. So I'm trying to be, trying to make this work. 1 strip for 2 sides. So I can get a little bit more of it. I had those 2 strips left and I was like, what in the world am I going to do with 2 little baby strips? But here we are. I found something to do with it. Anyway, yeah, I love the like gray. It's kind of like a grayscale overlay instead of just like the solid black, the harsh black, and it's super fun for layering. A little bit disabled while that dries. It's probably honestly about dry by now, but still want to be a little bit light with it. Put that extra peely on. And one thing I've realized with peely, so I like to just wrap my strips under. Oh, hey, let's do my little nippers. I like to wrap my strips around under my nail, but with peely, if you have that edge, usually I just kind of leave it, and then as it cures up, I take it off. But if you have the edge and it catches, it can peel your whole nail off. I haven't had that happen, but it feels a little less secure. So I think that's maybe not the best plan with peely. Like even just like a little bit there on the edge. Feels like I feel self-conscious about it catching, concerned about it catching. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's definitely dry. So I'll put a little of our blonder. I guess the kids got the TV figured out, I hope. All right. Those really blend together. So my plan is to use Soho-ver as like a nail tape on there, and hopefully that gives some definition. Could just do that right now while we're thinking about it and see if we like it, because we could always change before we get to that middle finger. It's maybe pretty narrow. And I never cut these straight, no matter how straight it feels when I'm doing it. But once it's on the nail, it's fine. It doesn't matter. I love Soho-ver. Such a pretty one. I'd say maybe I could have done like gold or something. Oh, I guess you have gold in that, the right. I don't know. This one's very much a little bit experimental. This Manny, so there's lots of fun things you could do for this. I think I was just thinking all of the holographic glitters were fun together. Oh man, sorry. The trash can over here is getting full. I need to just get like something. There we go. Shove everything in there. Have like a bunch. So this is my trash can. I think these are commonly used for like if you're into Cricut. Use that to kind of put your little bits in. Anyway, they work well for this. Anyway, it had like a bunch of stuff across the top and like not letting anything else in. Just shoving it down in there. It's a little bit clogged. Okay. All right, so up some little bits. Okay, let's move on. So now we're getting to thicker strips that I have left. I always cut it. It's pretty close, I think. Okay, now do we want to get crazy and change our slants? Probably not. Not that crazy. That actually works out that I doubled throwing shade rather than, put a white over it. Just double what I have. So our New Year's tradition, well, for one, we do our stockings on New Year's. We're actually gonna, I can't forget that. We're gonna do them, I'm filming this on the 30th, and we're actually gonna do them a day earlier. Usually it's you open them on New Year's Day. But we're gonna do them a day earlier because we've also started the tradition. We have all my husband's family comes over and we just hang out and play games, and they stay over for New Year's. And I realized it's kind of the worst staying up till midnight on the 31st and then throwing that stocking together and then having to get up early in the morning to open them with kids. And then you're also worried about cousins and stuff because they already did their stockings on Christmas like normal people. But the the New Year's tradition comes from my family, and I would like to keep it because it's a lot of fun. But it feels a little, oh, did I do it again? Just about. Just feels a little bit stressful, like trying to get, and then you have, the kids have all this candy and new stuff, and you're also hosting, and yeah, mostly the other kids around, like the other adults they understand, right? They don't have to get a stocking too. Yeah, let's do it that way. I was debating if we wanted to flip and have the color this way, but then the fireworks would be like, they'd be shooting each other. So we'll have them go in the same direction. See if this works. We may double it also. May as well, I guess. I have a decent amount of throwing shade. I have beyond what's right here. I have 4 more strips over there. So, ooh, and we really could get fun and change we don't have to have the colors matching from hand to hand, because I also have throwing shade also has a strip that's like yellow green. So we've got the orange. What is that? Orange and yellow, blue and pink. And so I could do on the other hand, doing like that. I think I'll just keep them matching. But anyway, so we've been busy prepping food, and house is still pretty much clean from Christmas. I cleaned the bathrooms, yay. So that's done. Yeah, getting ready for that. It's always a good time. Okay, hopefully this crystal eclipse will be enough for both sides, like it was for the other one. Oh yeah, I ordered this year's Advent one. Maybe that's what I was saying and forgot about what I was talking about. I ordered it for myself on the 25% off, so obviously I'm not opening it as an Advent, but I was thinking of giving it to my husband and saying, here are 12 gifts that you can randomly give me throughout the year whenever you want. And I will like them. So, and that way it's still kind of like a surprise because I won't know when I'm going to get them. I swear I remember it being 50% off last year, but I'm probably confused because that is insane. Because it's already at 25% off. I think it makes it like $5-ish a set. I can't remember when that ends, but if it's still going and you want to get it, and there's a bunch of all the holiday bundles are 25%. Oh, I didn't do this side yet. They're 25% off, and then there's a bunch of BOGO, the retiring core shades are BOGO, and which other ones? Oh, some returning Christmas sets are BOGO. I wonder if they'll have anything going on sale this New Year's weekend. Okay, go ahead and pick what you want to watch. You don't have to tell me about it. You guys can just take turns. Let's see if they'll do it this time. the other part of our family here, we do a just like a Secret Santa gift exchange where everyone has a random, like I don't know who got me as a partner. But that's fun. We do that gift exchange over New Year's. It just feels like such a low pressure way to do Christmas because he's the oldest of 7. So you can imagine most of them don't have kids yet since he's the oldest. You can imagine that could get pretty big if you were trying to gift to everyone. Just trying to think of all that. So I like the gift exchange. So that way you can just think of one person and try to get them something that they'll really enjoy instead of trying to get, everyone something that's $2 that they'll like. It always blows my mind how fast Christmas break goes every year. And we have a long one this year, just the way Christmas fell on a Thursday and the way the kids' holiday break is. Okay. Hope I hear crying out there. Keep pushing the buttons. It didn't get to the ones he wants. Oh. I bet he'll figure it out if he plays around with it enough. I'm guessing it's like just showing, I don't know. It's hard because they are starting to read, but they definitely can't like type in I should teach them how to use like the microphone search feature. That's a good idea. Let's see if that would work for them. That might be more frustrating than anything because you know how those go if they don't hear you right. Bring up something totally off the wall. So this is the very last of my Soho-ver, at least the set of Soho-ver it that I'm using up here. So that's pretty exciting. I get excited when I finish off sets. I have a brand new set of this one, and I also have a 2Z of it here that I cut pretty thin. It's cut. It'll still be fine. But I could try to, I have enough here to try to make a thicker. How thick is it here though? That one's a little thicker. Try not to be too concerned with making things perfect, and because I feel like the more you try to make it perfect and symmetrical and straight, the worse it gets, at least for me. This is where I should get better at using my tweezers so that it doesn't stick on my peely and pull it up. I didn't already put one there, did I? No. Okay. I feel like if you could pick the right color to go here and really make it pop, the Soho-ver it kind of blends. I think I was just thinking, black and silvers and sparkly. This is definitely one I planned, and then, when I went to okay, well, now we're doing our New Year's Eve Manny. I was like, I don't really remember totally what's in this envelope. I remember it was kind of eclectic. And I don't think I fully had a plan how I was going to lay them down. So that's how it always is. When I pull the stuff out of the envelope, that's when I plan where I'm gonna lay stuff. I wonder what this year will bring. 2025 was definitely a year, and I'm not going to go into this year. This is my year, and we're just gonna But some good things that happened this year. I started my channel back in, I don't know, what was it, March or something? So that's been fun. I was going to kind of talk about what I read this year. I think I read around 70 books. And I totally made like a list of my top ones and was going to talk about my top reads. And then decided it was probably too much / forgot about it. But I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of audiobooks. I do Libby through my library, which is awesome. And then I always have a Kindle book going. That's what I like to read as I'm falling asleep in bed. I have just a Kindle Paperwhite. My husband, it's been the best thing ever. My husband got it for me. I think it was our first Christmas. Yes, it was, that we were married. And so this will be 11 years that I've been using that same Kindle. It still works perfectly. And it's just amazing because it's got the backlight. So there's no more like having a light on, and I love it so very much. So yeah, I always have a Kindle book going. I always have an audiobook going. And you can really cruise through the audiobooks when you speed them up. So I always, have a few, one or so on deck, try to, and more on hold because you can't always doing Libby. I like it because it gives me like a deadline. I like doing library books for that reason. If it's a book I own, it'll take me years and years to read it because there's no deadline, there's no pressure. And so the books from the library always take priority. And then occasionally I'll have a physical book, but that's usually if it's just something I really want to read, but I can't get it on Libby or through my library for my Kindle. Then I will check out the physical book from the library or buy it if I have to, but usually I'll buy the Kindle book if I'm going to buy a book. I'm trying to think what I read this year that was really good, worth recommending. I would just say if you have something you read this year that you would highly recommend or a favorite book, if you would drop in the comments, I would love that because I'm always looking for more good things. I've read a lot of duds this year, a lot of good ones too though. I enjoy nonfiction and fiction. I'm not so much into fantasy. Those are just a little bit too much. Some of my favorite authors, I love Ray Bradbury. That's kind of out there a little bit. General fiction, historical fiction. I don't know. Yeah, mostly just not so much fantasy, but any like any like really interesting fiction, nonfiction books. I read a decent amount of those and a decent amount of fiction too. Excited to see this one in the sun. This was one of my local friends. I got her really hooked this year on Color Street. And she came over. We were going to trade some, and this was one that I was ready to trade, but we were meeting outside, I think, because my toddler was napping or something. It's just like a quick, she stopped by. And then I was like, I don't know, I probably could have traded for it, but when I saw it in the sun, I was like, that's prettier than I expected. Yeah, definitely not my normal jam. The splotchy sets. Yeah, with the Pilly, I think my ideal would be that I do bonder on my index so then it lasts and doesn't pop off on me unexpectedly. My last mani was the Reindeer Whisperer one, and I would have worn that longer, but I kind of bumped it here, and the strip on this thumb peeled off, and I was like, okay, that's perfect timing for my New Year's Eve mani. We'll just go. It was fun. Oh, and I topped it with one of my nail friend Stacy's top coats. It's this top coat called Cotton Candy. I'm obsessed. I like all of the iridescent toppers. They're my favorite, but that one is like, oh my goodness, it's like iridescent flakes. And it was magical. Like any of those lighter color sets. I over perforated, so I'm going to try to stick this back down. And last time I did this, I realized because I have peely on, it had already taken the peely off, so it wasn't staying. So I added like a little bit of bonder and glued it back down. It actually worked pretty good. But we'll see how this one, I'm just going to try to stick it down right now. Let's see if it will. Just going to cover that spot. It's not perfectly smooth, but I will put a glitter topper and a plumping top coat on there. Anyway, that just like was magical over Reindeer Whisperer. Cotton Candy. Over the right set, that one is just like, oh, over Boardwalk Lights was another one that just, I think it was Cotton Candy I did over that. Blew my mind. It was so good. Trying to see where, trying to trim that a little bit there. Anyway, I will probably continue to clean these up just a little bit, but I'll let you guys go. Get things out of the way and we can kind of look at what we made. I don't know. This doesn't pop like I thought it would in my mind, but it's fine. It's not really like my usual style, but it was fun to create. And I finished off 2 sets. I used up Crystal Eclipse and the Soho-ver. So that's always exciting to use up those little tiny portions. So anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you all have a great day, and I hope you have a fabulous 2026. I wish you all the best this year. Talk to you guys later.